you're here, you're doing shows. You're also premiering your Comedy Central special.
Yeah, screening it tonight at 7.
Or sneak screening.
Yeah.
Coming out in May.
May 2nd.
Uh-huh.
Which we talked about, the night of the Mayweather Pacquiao
fight.
That's right. It is the worst day. Like, if you could pick 2 days of 2015, it would probably be the Super Bowl and the night of May 2nd as not to air anything. And I am now on it. And now I'm just trying to talk about it. Now we just want people to DVR it. I'm not even asking you to watch it. I'm telling you, I won't watch it. Right. I will watch the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
Right.
DVR it. That's all we can ask. I'm not expecting a lot.
Set your DVR.
Set your DVR.
He's a reasonable person.
I'm not
he
an
understands
animal.
You want to see people fight.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
I was in New York for 8.5 years.
Right.
And I loved New York. That's kind of where I learned how to to be a comedian. Just like being around those guys.
You know, and some people say there's no better place to get time and to deal with kind of a critical audience.
It's the best, and it's the best comics are there working. It's like moving there is like the first time you I don't know, you get opened up into a world where you're like, you didn't know people. There's this many people that are as good at something,
right? That
you're like, well, I don't know, why are you not all the most famous people in the world?
Right.
And so you get you're just around that, and so you just learn how. You're following, a Tell, Marin, like Todd.
Totally.
Like you're following these guys that you would see on Comedy Central growing up, and then now you're just like doing this spot after them.
Right.
And they're the greatest.
And what have you learned from these guys?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I've learned look where we're at. I'm on the night of Mayweather Pacquiao. Clearly, I've learned nothing. You've learned, I don't know, you just learned that you keep your head. I think it's like the best advice I ever got is like you just keep your head down and just keep trying to get better. Like that's all you can do.
Well, you're such a nice guy. I mean, you're not one of these big ego guys.
I'm not going to tell you.
You can do it?
I do it.
You can turn it on.
I made you say that. What if I go, I made you? Like, that's how much a maniac I am. I'm like, you better tell him I'm
blinking
not
some
ego.
kind of Morse code. Help me.
Help, guys. Help. This cameras are not even on. You're just lying to me. I just made y'all set this up. You do learn a lot from those guys. And, and I was lucky. They're nice, and then it's like when they make fun of you, like that means you're in.
That's part of it.
I was always Patrice O'Neal was like if he ever made fun of you, that was, I mean,
it's a sign of respect.
Oh man, it's coming from the best, one of the best comics I think ever to do comedy.
Do you remember the first time you went on stage?
He was in Chicago. I started in Chicago first, but I was so new there, and but I took a class, and so my first time was like. Doing that class. I have it on VHS.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and it's, one day I'll get the courage to show people. It is, I can't watch. Like, it's the most uncomfortable.
See, that they should air on the night of the fight.
Yes, exactly, yeah. You let them, yeah. That would be, it was brutal. There's people, comics always talk about, we all want to, get together, and they, it's not my idea. It's a bunch of other, I think Burrs talked about it, just have a night where everybody shows their first. The first actual recording they have of them. Yeah. And just sit and watch everybody. Oh man, that'd be
so
the best. Uncomfortable.
They do a little something like that. I don't think it's exclusive to Austin, but where people bring up their first notebooks and have to tell their first, the first jokes. And it is brutal.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because you got to read it in the way you were thinking back then. And then you're like,
But it's cool. They'll do a commentary with it. I don't know what I don't even remember what this was. Why this was funny.
When you look at your notepad, sometimes you can be like, I used to always have that. Sometimes still do it now. You can wake up the next day. You think you have some brilliant idea, and you wake up the next day and look at it, and you're like, "Oh, I shouldn't even be in comedy." You're like, "How did I think that was funny last night?" You've been doing it 12 years, and I'm still like, "Oh my gosh, I do not know what I'm doing."